Welcome back to I.O. I'm your bacon overlord, Johnny Rogers, and if you happen to be new here, we take the most interesting news stories on the internet and then make them more entertaining. Specifically, news stories on the internet. So to never miss another story, click that subscribe button. Plus, you can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, we got them all. And make sure you stay all the way until the end because that's where I handpick some of your comments and read them out. I'm sure most of you are waiting for how I'm gonna pronounce your name, so stay tuned for that. So first of all, big shout out to Jared for letting me know about this recent story. Shout out Jared. We're sure you know by now that Onision has been accused of a slew of misconduct, and more specifically his victims were young women. For some 40 odd years, Chris has used his calm demeanor plus experience with investigation and de-escalation to speak with those who have been accused of heinous crimes. Not only does he want to find the truth and hopefully catch some evil people while he does it, but he's the only person who so far has been willing to hear Onision's side of the story. Onision, aka Gregory Daniel Jackson, aka James Jackson, doesn't want the attention though. According to the news outlet Insider.com, he allegedly asked them to pay him $10,000 just for an interview. Really, bro? So it's no wonder that when Chris Hansen just showed up to his home that he wasn't going to welcome him in with arms wide open. In fact, he quite literally did the opposite of that. That's right, when Chris Hansen pulled up with his camera crew for his new YouTube page called Have a Seat with Chris Hansen, great name Chris, Gregory called the cops. The wildest part was that he referred to him as a YouTube stalker. The full 911 audio was posted to Chris Hansen's page along with photos of him cooperating with the local law enforcement, which is important to note here in this bizarre phone call. Onision called the police on Chris Hansen and then the police just gave Chris Hansen the audio from that 911 call. Hilarious. In the call, he goes on to say that Chris was yelling at him through the door, and when the 911 operator asked what he's saying, Greg says, "He's saying I want your side of the story, Greg." He goes on to tell the police that his name isn't Greg and that it's actually James Jackson. He also claims that a 19-year-old who he didn't want in his life anymore went to Chris Hansen and said mean things about him, which prompted Hansen and his film crew to show up at the YouTuber's home. The best part about all of this news is that you have so many angles on what's happening within this story. You have video of Chris standing outside of the home coupled with the actual 911 call, which provides a very interesting look at what both sides are thinking while this is happening. In Chris Hansen's video explaining what went down, he says that he finds it ironic that Onision thinks that he is the one stalking him, when in reality Gregory has been stalking young women online for, well, years. I love that he keeps saying that he's yelling at him through the door, but when you hear the real audio, he just sounds like a dad that got locked out of his own house. Like, "Greg, are you there? I forgot my keys. Greg, I'm locked out. I just want to talk. I'll buy you those AirPods if you just let me in. Hello? Greg?" Although if Chris really wanted to chat with Onision, he's either going to have to catch that predator in public or pay up the $350,000 that Onision said that he wants just for an interview with Chris Hansen, even though he called 911 on it. And that $350,000 number is again a figure alleged by the news outlet Insider.com, so take that with a grain of salt. With that though, let's check out some of your comments from the video titled Top 10 Times People Were Catfished Through Video Games. Casey Ellen says, "Imagine them calling Neve and Max telling them that they only know the person through World of Warcraft. By the way, hashtag bacon grease spilled." Yes! Hashtag bacon grease spilled indeed. No more tea, get that out of here. But I bet MTV turned down video game scenarios of catfishing just because it's way too difficult to actually find out. You need to contact the internet provider, it's way too much work. Joachi S says, "Did he just say stay gassy? I had to replay to hear that again." Yes, I did. And I told you guys in another video that I was going to be randomly altering my sign off just to see if people were watching all the way until the end. And you guys came through on it too. Sarah Fitzgerald says, "Did you ask Bougie2988 to use his picture for this? If not, that's extremely rude and disrespectful. There wasn't any actual photos of the guy in the first story, so for the thumbnail we literally just googled 400-pound man playing video games and that photo came up, so we used it. I honestly have no idea who he is, and we meant no disrespect in using that thumbnail that's available to the public. So there's that statement, I guess. Andrea says, "We need a Where Are Your Parents shirt." Yes, I'm writing that one down for sure, and hopefully someone will be able to get this up. If we had an online merch store just for I.O., would you guys be interested in that? Please let me know in the comments below. Maybe some Bacon Overlord merch too while we're at it. Zach B says, "Johnny's back in his Sun Real shirt. He did this video first try, no warm up." Zach coming through. You know I did that from my hometown. And only the Real Sun Real fans will know. Say that 5 times fast. Thank you for watching, watching Inform Overload, and if you enjoyed this video, then show us some love here by tapping that like and subscribe button. Also, make sure you give us a follow on Instagram for tons of behind the scenes content. Links for that will be in the description below. And while you're there, why don't you leave us a comment with your thoughts on this story. Plus, for more videos like this one, just tap that playlist when it comes up on your screen. From IO, my name is Johnny Rogers, and until next time, stay classy.